Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Before I go on to today's topic, I'd just like to say, welcome back. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've been posting videos, and it might be slow for a bit, but I'm hoping to get back to posting videos on a regular basis and look forward to new content once again. So, yeah, now that that's out of the way, we're all going through a tough time right now. And if you're not going through a tough time, I kind of want to know where you're at right now in this crisis. Because yeah, it is a crisis. It's exactly that. We have a pandemic going on. I'm pretty sure you probably noticed. So, and the best most of us can do, the best we can do, a lot of us that are not into like the medical thing and able to actually help out, and the only way that we can help out is staying inside of our homes. So essentially the American dream in a nutshell. But you guys might have not have realized how dull it is, and I certainly wouldn't have realized how dull it is. Many few like a year ago or something, I probably would have thought this would be like a dream come true, not without the people dying, of course. The ability to just stay at home and do whatever you want, but however, apparently, it's really, really dull. But it doesn't have to be dull. You can save lives by staying inside and entertain yourself. Because if there's one thing that the human race has really done well and has worked hard on, it is the entertainment industry. We have podcasts, we have books, we have movies, we have TV shows, we have all of it. But, maybe you can't find the right thing for you, and you don't have any more new ideas. Well, I've got some recommendations, and as you probably guessed from the thing, and this is going to be a new little segment, quarantine recommendations. I know, it's a very clever name. But today, there's a podcast, and it's a podcast that I can't quite do justice to. Before this podcast, I always thought of podcasts as, a little weird. They're kind of like, my opinion was that they were the kind of the poor man's YouTube. It's just not something I was really interested in. But then I realized, once I got into this podcast, it was a really interesting medium, and I thought you can carry it out really well. Which is what this podcast has done, and that podcast, my friends, is Welcome to Night Vale. The town of Night Vale is a small community based in a fairly large desert in an unknown state in the US. And, well, it's not quite a normal community, one should say. There's the dog park where dogs are not permitted and hooded figures repeatedly have their meetings. There is that gap in space-time that turned up in the PTA meeting and that spit out several pteranodons who only attacked women with glasses. There was that incident with the beagle puppy. Well, there's a number of things, but if you haven't guessed by now, it is a really humorous and funny podcast with such off-the-wall humor and such random things. And not only that, but it's also it's not completely random. There's so many reoccurring characters, and it's really, really fun to get into. And some of it as well can be really dramatic, and can give you chills. Like sometimes like the big boss fights at the and things at the end, like the fight against Drex Corp, is terrific. So I cannot quite do justice to this podcast yet again. But if you manage to go through there's like maybe 200 different things about 20 minutes long then, well, I've still got the solution for you, because not only do they have that, but they also have some books. There's the Night Vale, the novel. There is It Devours, the tale of an underground monster gnawing its way up to the city above. And there is a tale of The Faceless Old Woman, who secretly lives in your home, which tells the horrifying story of the faceless old woman who secretly lives in your home. So if those sound good to you, you can also check out some script collections, which they also have those. So it's a great podcast. It's really funny. It's read off in a great by the person who reads it off has a great voice, and I'm really excited to see where it goes in the future. And furthermore, there's even more podcasts by Night Vale Presents, such as Within the Wires and The Orbiting Human Circus. So there is no end to the amount of good stuff that you can get from Welcome to Night Vale. So if you are bored, you're at home, you need to listen to something while you work, I've got just the solution for you. So yeah, that's about it for today's video. Again, more videos shortly. But in the meantime, my name is Average Bulb, signing off. I hope you enjoyed.